After the very successful launch of the Skoda Kodiaq last year, Skoda now presents the little brother. It's called Skoda Karoq. We saw the world premiere of this car at the IAA this year, but today we're going to drive it for the very first time. The suspension of the Skoda Karoq really does a great job. Our car features the different drive modes, so you can choose between more comfortable, more sporty, but even if you don't have this on board, this suspension is quite stiff but still very comfortable, and because it's not rolling when you're driving through curves very quick, you don't have the feeling to really drive an SUV. The Skoda Karoq comes with two different petrol engines. The smaller one is the 1-liter 3-cylinder with 115 horsepower. The bigger one is the new 1.5-liter 4-cylinder that offers 150 horsepower. With the diesels there's a little bit more to choose from. Here we can have the smaller engine with 1.6 liters that comes with 115 horsepower, or you can have the 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel engine that offers up to 190 horsepower. Gear shifting with the Karoq is either with a 6-speed manual or with a 7-speed DSG. Very important is if you want to have the all-wheel drive system, you have to have the biggest engines, because only with that engines you can have 4-wheel drive.
If the Karoq features the all-wheel drive system, it can also manage quite rough grounds. With more than 18 centimeters of ground clearance and an electronic differential lock at the rear axle, it can really take a lot more than just a field road. And if you wish, you can have extra support by the optional off-road assist, including uphill start assist and downhill assist.
The front of the Skoda Karoq is dominated by the typical Skoda grille, so this is really what makes the face of every Skoda. And this one is framed by these headlights here, and they come not as standard but optionally as full LED headlights. And what I really like is they are featuring these eyelashes, which we saw for the first time with the new Skoda Superb. And down here you find the fog lights, and they also responsible for the cornering lights, so very important to drive in the night. And when you then look here, down here at the air intakes, this air intake goes on the complete front of the car, and that really makes this little car look a lot more muscular, a lot more wider than it really is. The Skoda Karoq is 4.38 meters long, but more important, it offers a wheelbase of 2.63 meters, and this gives us two advantages. Together with the short overhangs of the front and the rear, the car really is stretched a lot, so it looks more longer than it really is. And very important, this long wheelbase, of course, is the base for having plenty of space at the interior for such a small car. Regarding to the design, I really have to say I like these sharp lines here and down there, because this is a very nice play with light and shadow, and that lifts the look of the car from the side a lot. And to give him a more off-road look, we do find this typical claddings here at the rear arches as well as at the sides. And very important here, this also gives us the advantage that you will not have any problems with small stones or something like it. Regarding to the wheels, the Karoq comes as standard with a 17-inch wheel, but we do have mounted here the 18-inch wheels, and that really, I think, makes the car look more robust and even more dynamic. I'm not a big fan when it comes to the rear of the Karoq, because I think the car is a bit too clean. But what I really like are these taillights, because on one hand they offer this crystal structure here, which is typical for Skoda, and what I really like is this three-dimensional shape that really looks absolutely great. But when you talk about a Skoda, more important with the rear is what is behind the boot lid, and that car here offers 521 liters with the rear seats up, and that increases up to 1,630 liters with the rear seats fold down. And very important, Skoda offers the so-called VarioFlex seat system. That means you can take out the seats completely, and then the boot capacity increases up to 1,810 liters. The interior of the Skoda Karoq looks as expected, very nice. We find good materials, very nice craftsmanship, loads of soft touch materials, no plastic anymore. And very important, we do have a new media system as well, and that offers an up to 9.2-inch touchscreen here, and new gesture control as well. And very important, for the very first time in a Skoda, you can have a full digital cockpit. You may know that already from the actual Passat or other Audi models. That really gives you the opportunity to really adjust the cockpit the way you want. And one word regarding to the seats. I'm not a big fan of the surface here of the optics, but I have to tell you, they offer great support and they're really comfortable. The Skoda Karoq offers more than enough space here at the interior. You see, I'm nearly 2 meters tall, but I sit absolutely comfortably in the car. And this is of course the same for my passenger, but very important, even the people behind me will have more than enough space. And that's a typical Skoda thing. You have quite a small car, but you have loads of space at the inside. Our test car features the 2-liter diesel engine with 150 horsepower, and that is combined with a 6-speed manual gearbox. And of course, these 2-liter diesels out of the Volkswagen group, they're always a good choice. They offer more than enough power, and very important, the fuel consumption is good as well. What I have to say is when you shift gears manually, there is a bit of a lag between the third and the fourth gear. So you need a bit more of revs to do this change. But overall, I have to say, if I would have had the choice, I would take the 7-speed automatic gearbox. That was our review with the new Skoda Karoq here from Sicily. And I have to say now that I'm quite sure that that car will be as successful as the Skoda Kodiaq, because it offers great technology, loads of space, and now you find, for instance, full connectivity on board, and if you want, a digital cockpit as well. And on top of this, you're going to get for sure all the Skoda Simply Clever features as well.